Hello, my name is Amanda Dyer, IDS 402 Wellness, Hygiene in Developing Countries. Introduction. Discussion of wellness. Issue. How hygiene affects wellness. Plan. How to educate and empower individuals on hygiene. From Greek philosophers to a yoga instructor on Fifth Avenue, wellness has changed throughout the decades. We still incorporate old medicine and practices into our everyday life. Seeking clarity and overall well-being is the ultimate goal. The focus on health and wellness has shifted from not just being physically fit, but also being mentally and spiritually fit. The trifecta of well-being is being in touch with your inner self, spiritual connection to the environment, and being healthy by eating right. Having the knowledge, community support, and positive cultural practices also helps in overall wellness. Eastern and Western social practices in relation to wellness are on different spectrums. Western medicine is composed of doctors, nurses, medication, and chemotherapy if a patient is ridden with cancer. Eastern social practices in relation to wellness consist of traditional Chinese medicine, Tibetan, and other alternative practices which are not included in Western medicine. Whether a person decides to choose Eastern or Western medicine, one thing is for sure, each remedy works differently for each person. Our idea of wellness includes the 8 dimensions of wellness. The 8 dimensions of wellness are emotional, environmental, financial, intellectual, occupational, physical, social, and spiritual. The 8 dimensions of wellness are intertwined with our everyday life. When one is faltering, the others can suffer. The emphasis on wellness in society has sparked change in everyday behavior. Individuals are more in tune with their overall health. Clean eating, detoxing themselves, and yearly checkups are just to name a few. With longer periods of drought, more buildings than parks being built, wearable technology, people living longer lives, and vanity have shaped or altered our idea of wellness. What is physical wellness? Physical wellness is the incorporation of fitness, appearance, proper vaccinations, hydration, and eating organic or natural. Even by maintaining a quality of life, it does not guarantee a long life. The two interdisciplinary approaches such as environmental studies show we are using less paper, are connecting with nature, and recycling more efficiently. On the other hand, there is pollution in some areas of the world, deforestation to make way for new businesses, and people becoming more sedentary in their lifestyles. Science studies show medicine is moving in the futuristic direction. Technology for diabetes patients are better, medications aren't given as freely, and people are more aware of what they put into their bodies. However, technology tends to rule the world. People are becoming more addicted to painkillers, and some individuals choose not to go to the doctor. In other positive aspects of wellness, there is less risk of health issues, better sleep patterns, room for growth, and overall human interaction. Negatively, there is cause for concern of early death, multiple health issues, and unhappiness. Wearable technology, variety of classes for being active such as yoga, tai chi, boxing, and marathons encourage people to be more active and interactive with society. We now can wear our health on our wrist. Wearable technology helps individuals monitor heartbeat, sleep patterns, eating habits, and track physical activities daily. It takes the guesswork out of how mobile a person is, but is it enough to encourage personal growth? Issue: hygiene in developing countries. The lack of education on the importance of hygiene has filtered down to developing countries and people having to walk miles to get water which is not suitable for use. Most developing nations do not have the knowledge to boil water, or tools to make the water sanitary before use. It is important to educate these countries on the importance of overall hygiene, beginning with the sterilization of water. As of 2011, Sudan, Niger, Chad, and Ethiopia have less than 50% poor sanitation of water, which can lead to disease and potentially death. Death and malnutrition of the population could occur if developing countries do not have access to clean water stations. The developing countries do not have access to clean water because the water system has not been constructed to promote clean water and or it is not readily available to access. If dirty water and no hygiene were to stay the same, then the developing nations would incur death and severe malnutrition throughout the countries. Hygiene is the basis for any human life in the beginning stages. Plan. Through the interdisciplinary studies such as environmental and science, hygiene can become commonplace. With public planning and urban design of water stations and rain collection, it will give developing countries an opportunity to improve their quality of life. If we promote education on hygiene and the importance of clean water, then I believe the progress will be abundantly different than what we are seeing right now. Some factors which cause more and more people to have no access to water on a regular and consistent basis are high population growth, increasing urbanization, lack of investment, corruption, and poor governance. Recommendations: educating individuals on how to boil water, clean themselves properly, and make wells to ensure a positive effect on wellness are key. By education of children on the importance of hygiene, collection of materials, and how to sterilize water, it will help create an environment with positive changes. The strategy of educating people on how to gather materials will create water access from village to source will give an opportunity to make changes. If collection stations are put into place at different parts of the countries and villages which have long periods of drought, then free water will be obtained at no cost. Giving the countries the toolkit on how to store water is an effective manner during the drought seasons which will help them get through the tough seasons and allow them to prosper. Using the science and environmental interdisciplinary studies, I would implement technology to help educate the developing countries on hygiene, beginning with the sanitation of water. Environmentally, I would create urban designs to attract the countries into wanting to make positive changes with their respective space. I would also plan routes for safe retrieval of water, make self-collecting water stations during rainy weather seasons, and educate the individuals on how to properly clean the water and use it for hygiene purposes. Benefits: by educating the selected areas, the information can be passed on from generation to generation. The knowledge is the key to helping sustain the areas in need. If a person has access and the knowledge to create water structures such as wells, then the quality of life is thereby improved. Questions? Comments?